Hello awesome people, welcome to Paasolo creation video tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to create a funeral poster in Adobe Photoshop. No design skills required. We are going to start right at the beginning and work ourselves through to the end. My name is Solomon, and if you guys want to see more videos from me, please subscribe and smash the bell icon so that if I put up a new video, you are going to get notified. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So in the first place, we'll create a new document, Ctrl+N to create a new document. Then of course, we are going to print this, so I will choose print, and under the print, I will select A3, and I can choose to name my document over here. Then from here, click on create. A new document is going to open for you. So then from here, we will start by developing our background. And with my background, I'll use this nice backgrounds. So Ctrl-O to open where your documents are and look for where they are. Mine is here, so I will select this layer 2 and I will click on open, or simply I can just go to file and select place embedded. So here is it. Click on place embedded and it is going to place on the document that I have opened. Then from here, I'll click on enter to accept changes, and I'll reduce the opacity to maybe 70%. So you see that I have reduced the opacity, and you can use the number key on your keyboard to change the opacity level. Like I can change it by maybe 50%. I'll click on 5 or maybe 6, 3 to change the opacity of the image or the document you have placed on your file. And also I have an article on how to design a Ghanaian poster where you can explore more designs on funeral posters, and I will leave that one in the description below so that you visit the sites and you check them up so that you can get something to inspire you whenever you are creating something. All right, so from here I'll go to file and then I'll place embedded, and then I'm going to select this, and then I'll position that one also here, something like this. So initially I'm going to use these two layers as my background, so I can select both of them and Ctrl-G into group and name this one as background, BG in short. So I can toggle between my background. So from here I can select my background and click on the lock key so that I'm going to get a solid background. Then from here I'll add my image, so go to file, then place embedded, and then you can add an image you want to use. Then I'll click on OK to save changes, and then I'll add a layer mask to the image, and I'll use my brush tool. So here is my brush tool, and shortcut is B. Then I can use the square bracket on the keyboard to increase the brush size or reduce the size of the brush. Alright, so from here I can just blend this one in, and you can use the flow at the top here to toggle between the amount of flow you want to paint this. So for me, something like this is okay. So when you are done, click on V on the keyboard to accept changes. It's the same thing as clicking on the move tool. Then from here, Ctrl-T for free transform, or you can go to edit, then you can select the free transform. Then you can reduce the size of the image depending on the type of Photoshop you are using. For 2021 and above, you don't have to hold shift whenever you are reducing or increasing the size of an image. But from 2020 and below, you have to hold a shift, I think something like that. So when you settle the position of your image, then we can start to add our text and stuff. So I can pick my text tool, shortcut is T. Then I can start typing, maybe celebration, and then I can change the color of this to maybe a deep brown. And I can increase the size of the text at the top. And then also I can change the name of the font also here. So this is the font that I'm going to use, and I will leave a link in the description below to download this font that I'm going to use for this design. So you can just click on the font, double click on it, and click on install, and you are going to get this font on your machine. So here is the name of the font that I'm going to use. So I'll select the text, then I'll look for my character tool. If you don't have the character tool, you can go to window, then select character, and you are going to get something like this. Then you can type the name of the font. So here is mine. Then I'll increase the size of the font. Then from here, I'll add the next text. But with the second one, I'll change the font to this one also. And for that one too, I will leave a link in the description below for you to download this type of font. And for that one also, you just open it and you install. So it's simple as ABC. Alright, so this is going to be it, and then I'll change this one to the regular because I want to see this one as small. Alright, and for me to see this one without intercepting with the celebration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click or click on the FX here to come to the layer style, and I'm going to add a glow effect, so outer glow. Then I would like to use white. Then with the outer glow, I'll increase the size of the outer glow. Then let me increase the opacity. Then also I'll increase the spread to 18, size 51. And then I'll increase the opacity to maybe 100%. Then click on OK. So with the outer glow and without the outer glow, so you see how good to add the outer glow so that you can see the text very well as we want it. Then from here, I'll select my text tool, and I'm going to draw a text shape, something like this. So you just hover over it, then you draw it all the way down. Then I'm going to copy all my text I'm going to use. I have all the text here. Then Ctrl V to paste all of them. Then I'm going to increase the spacing. Then let me reduce the size of the font to maybe 12. I think 12 is too small, so let me use something somewhere 18. Then I can increase the spacing over here. Alright, then with the alignment tool, I'll go to paragraphs. Then I'll choose justify left, and I'm going to get something like this. So I'm going to use the same font that we used for life well lived, and then I'll click on OK. So to add more highlight to these names, what we are going to do is that I'm going to make all of them black. I'm going to select a path, which is very important, highlight that and change that one to red, so something like this. And then also I'm going to change this one to uppercase by clicking on the double T here, and I'll change that one also to red. So this is how you can add more depth to your text so that everyone is going to read it easily. Alright, so from here, I'll draw a shape by using the rectangular tool to draw a shape like this. So I'll fill the shape with a brown color. Then I can open this place to adjust the color of this. And then also I'm going to add another shape by duplicating Ctrl J to duplicate the layer. So you see that I have two shapes here. Then I'm going to decrease the size a bit. Alright, and I'm going to increase the size of that. And I'm going to add a stroke effect instead of a fill. So I'll click on the move tool again. Then at the top, I'll select no fill. And the stroke option, I'll select something like 5 pixels. Or let me increase to maybe 30 pixels. And change the color to something like a yellow type. So let me choose goldy one. Alright, and from here I'm going to right click on the layer and select create creeping marks. So from here you see that I have created a creeping marks, and this is how you can get this simple effect. So from here I'll group this, Ctrl G to group all of them, then Ctrl T to select the free transform, and I'm going to transform it this way. So I can rotate by entering figures like maybe 30 or maybe 25. So I can just type in any number that I want, but let me use 20 for this one, or even 15. Then click on OK to accept changes. So if you have any challenge by placing this or rotating this, you can always go back by entering 15 so that we will get a straight line again. Then let me reduce the size. So I can reduce the size to something small like this. Then I can come back and type my -15 again. Then I'll position it very well like how I want it, and I'll position the text also. Alright, so something like this is okay for me now. Then I can type the name of the person. Alright, so from here, I'm going to highlight, then I'm going to increase the size. This one to increase the size. Very simple. Then I'm going to increase the spacing between them, so I can use this place to increase the spacing. Then I'm going to select only the down name, and I will change this one to bold. Alright, so from here, something like this is okay. So I'm going to rotate this one also. So Ctrl T for free transform, and I'm going to type the same figure at the top here, -15, so that I can get it to align with the first shape that we did. Alright, so you can take your time to adjust and increase the size of the font if you wish to do that. But for tutorial's sake, let me leave it something like this. I hope you get the picture that I'm trying to paint here. Then if the person has any name that you would like to add, we can also do that by adding it to the already named text. Then reduce the size for the font and click on the arrow up to move this one closer to the name, and we can change the color of this to something like this gold color that we have here. And boom, you are going to get a nice looking effect like this. So you can take your time to increase the spacing between them to make it look very nice. Alright, so from here, I'm going to add another shape. By this one, I'll use the rounded rectangular tool. Then I'm going to draw a round shape like this. But if you are using older version, you have to adjust the size of the curve at the top here. But if you are using a newer version like 2020 and above, you can always go back. You can always go to the property panel. If you don't have the property panel, go to window, then select the property panel, and you can use this one too. And you can go to the property panel to add more rounded edges to the shape. All right, but from here I'll add a stroke, and for the stroke I want a dot. I want dots, and then I'll increase the size of it to maybe 10 pixels. Let me see, 20 pixels. And with the stroke I want a brown color, and this is what I'm going to get. So I can select or Control A, then I can align center. Okay, and then I'll move this one up a bit like this. And from here I can just simply add another shape at the top. And then this one is going to be a heading, so let me give it a different color apart from the colors that I have already used. Okay, I have already used red here, so that is not any problem. And I'm going to type funeral arrangements. So let me just copy it from here. And then I'm going to paste that here. And boom, we have our funeral arrangement. And we can also go ahead and align this by selecting the character tool, and we can see underline here. Just click on that and you'll be able to underline the text. All right, from here I'll select my text tool again, then I'll draw another shape like this. Then I'll go to my notepad and come and paste this text. Then I'll change the color to black, and also I'll go to my paragraph and I'll choose adjust left. But with this one I don't want any underline, so I'll just click on that. So this is going to be the details for the funeral. So I can increase the size of the fonts here, and also I can change this one to red. Alright, so for me I'll add the age by going to file, place embedded. I'm going to select this nice looking shape, then I'm going to reduce the size and I'm going to place it somewhere here. All right, then from here I'll select my text tool and type the age. Okay, then I can increase the size. Then let me change the color to any color that I think I can see it very well. All right, so something like this is okay, but I would like to add a stroke of a black color, or let's see, white, a stroke of a white color. And let me increase the size a bit, and then I'll type aged and change this font to best life. Then I will use a white color also. All right, so before we end, I'll just add this last text, and I can place that one here since I have a space here. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. If you learned something from this video, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. If you learned something from this video, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up to support the channel. And also, I'll leave the PSD file if you like to purchase this PSD file to support the channel. See you in the next one, and in the next video we are going to learn how to design invitation card and so on and so forth. So expect more from this channel. See you next time. Peace.